Previously on the Infinite Escape Room.
Hello and welcome to the Infinite Escape Room, the puzzling podcast where a gaggle of geographically diverse chums come together, solve a homemade escape room of the ears, and then bugger off to the pub for a drink. My name's Jamie, I'm your host for this evening, and I recently published a book on anti-gravity. It's early days, but the reviews say it's impossible to put down. And locked in with me today are a fantastic trio of puzzlers.
I'm Aled, and I started off life with 6 eyes and had 2 removed to make myself 4 eyes.
And you're currently wearing glasses, so that now is back to 6.
Yes.
How would that work? Like, where are the extra eyes on top?
No, I can't tell you that.
Oh, okay.
Filth.
Yeah, top secret.
There's
For his eyes only.
There's a couple of NDAs I had to sign about that.
It's in the underpants area, ladies and gentlemen, is what he's trying to get at.
I can't neither confirm nor deny.
So I'm Franks, and I'm the love child of that lettuce that outlived Liv's Truss and Minty from EastEnders.
Now, several scenarios are running through my head to figure out how this is going to work.
It took a while for your brain to process it, same as mine. I was like, wait, what?
Several of which are illegal in several countries.
Yeah, I've been thinking a lot about Minty recently from EastEnders, and I just feel like
just because
resonate a lot with him.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, that lettuce lasted quite a while, so, you know, that's
very good. Yeah. Very good.
Good innings.
Imagine waking up.
You've got to wonder, though, at what point were you conceived? At what stage was the lettuce?
Well, I imagine waking up every day, going on the Daily Mail or wherever it was, and seeing a lettuce going for your job. That'd be so humiliating. Fun, though. Yeah.
Minty's cup of tea, though, apparently.
Minty's all about that lettuce.
That's my mother you're talking about.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm Jack, and I'm the long-lost Welsh son of Richard Meadley and Judy Finnegan. And I kind of wish I'd have gone first now because I didn't realise how close mine and Frank's were.
That is weird. That is very weird.
That's a good testament to how in sync you're going to be, that you both came up with very similar facts. I mean, Frank's slightly darker, depending on what corner of the internet you lurk in, but I think that's pretty good. I mean, does that mean that one day you'll be a book club choice for the month?
No, I think they rejected me at birth, you know. They got a new Jack now, and I looked this up as well. There's a Jack. I think he's Meadley or Fick, I'm not sure which one. But yeah, they've already got a Jack, so they don't need another one, do they? That's me on my own.
They bloody replaced you. That's terrible.
Yeah.
You'll get him back one day. Just publish a book just entitled Mama?
Yeah. Mammy.
Today's book
of the
is
Welsh slant, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true, yeah. And we'll get into a proper grilling session for the both of you in the pub episode later. But for the listeners, could you just tell us a bit about the podcast that you both run?
Sure thing. So it's an inaccurate drunk history lesson, mainly focusing on Wales. So we cover things like Captain Morgan, the rum-slinging pirate, Welsh and Celtic mythology, modern UK history, medieval history, Welsh cinema. But we are absolute chancers. Like, we have 0 academic credentials other than like a love for history and alcohol. So you won't get any referencing or any of that nonsense, but you might learn something subjectively interesting and vaguely true. So it's pretty much, I'd recommend. Anything to add to that, Jack? Or do you think that's...
No, I'd say that's the boilerplate description, and yeah, I'd agree with that one.
Yeah, from what I've listened, it's pretty accurate. Yeah, it's a cracking podcast, and we'll link to in the show notes. Everybody check it out. It is great. I do like that you spent a good portion at the beginning talking about, you know, the drinks that you're drinking, and then you get into the history. So after our own heart, chaps, this is exactly our bag.
Yeah, sometimes a little too long talking about the drinks, I think, yeah.
Review, and it was a lady from America, and she said there's just too much jibber jabber. So she said we gave her too much jibber jabber at the start. Bless her.
I'd say that's a compliment, if nothing else.
Yeah,
I'd be happy with that.
Still 3 stars after that as well. Too much jibber jabber, 3 stars. I was like, Jesus, what's that?
Yeah, she gave us
1 star.
Yeah,
that's not bad.
She gave
that's
us
a good
3
review.
Star. Yeah,
I mean, that's one for the Twitter bio, the Gibberiest Jabberiest podcast. in the northern hemisphere.
So says.
Yeah, so says. Insert whatever her name is.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, I've been trying to go back and listen to random bits as the topics have piqued my interest. I listened to the one episode you did in the Steeltown murders recently.
Oh, yeah.
That was fascinating. Normally, I like the sort of medieval side of things and Victorian history, but I had a crack at that. And I didn't know anything about the topic before, but it was pretty fascinating.
Yeah, we usually tend to we romanticize the sort of medieval period a lot, don't we? So we're naturally drawn to that. But yeah, when we sort of heard about the Steeltown murders and we were thinking, a Welsh serial killer, I'd never heard of that. So yeah, we definitely thought that was worth a poke.
So I was going to say, we also do some cop-out episodes where we can't be bothered to research. So we do research history about each other and we just character assassinate each other for a few episodes. That was quite...
That's a great idea. Why haven't we done that yet? I've been like trying to put effort in every month to do a puzzle. I can just
I thought you were going to
bring some guests on and just snipe everybody.
I thought you were going to say I've been itching to like slag off my co-hosts. Then I was like thinking,
is that why you brought me on, Jamie? Is that why you brought me on?
After a couple of jars, it all comes out.
Yeah.
Before we begin, I'd like to say that this episode of The Infinite Escape Room is sponsored by Gorilla Gonks. Are you tired of being antagonised by shitty co-workers, even shittier family members, and downright awful politicians? Wouldn't you like to make their life just a smidge more miserable and even the odds? Well, thanks to Gorilla Gonks, you now have the upper hand. Their patented gonk matching machine learning technology scours your target's online activity to send them a gonk that is guaranteed to cause maximum outrage. Your target will then get a new gonk delivered every day for as long as you decide. Watch them be unable to open their front door as they are inundated with the most horrific sea of gonks. And when your target pays for gonk removal, and they will, you get your money back. And listeners to the podcast will get 20% off their Match, Hatch and Dispatch package. Head on over to gorillagonk.com/gonkmeupbaby and get your discount today.
Gonk is an outrageously good word.
One day, what we should do is actually start buying these domains.
That's not a bad idea. And just fill it full of ads.
That's the thinking man's plan, right?
Breaking it in. Yeah, I mean, one day we might get a real sponsor, but I suppose if that's the kind of script that we end up going with, maybe they're a bit intimidated by...
I mean, why haven't 19 Crimes reached out yet?
We put enough of their kids through college, the amount that we...
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
What, you're telling me...
We say the same thing about Gorilla Gonk's not real, don't we, on ours?
No, sadly, no, Gorilla Gonk's not real. Not yet.
Oh, not yet.
I better snap it up.
Dragon's Den, here we come.
But also this podcast wouldn't be possible if not for the love and support of our wonderful army of patrons. You keep us off the streets and on the air. And this week's episode is brought to you by Dave Lecomte, Mark Coleman, Hill Burton, and Tonya Beta-Halverson. I love you all. I sometimes whisper your names on the winds, and I hope they bring you good fortune. And if you want your name to be whispered on the wind by me, then consider joining our Patreon program over at patreon.com/The Infinite Escape Room, where for as little as £1 a month, you can get early access to episodes, unlock bonus content, see our Discord community, and get some stuff that we don't show to the common folk. So, here's how the show works. Each week, one of us will present a part of The Infinite Escape Room, a Mobius curve of puzzles, themes, and dubious IP infringement, seamlessly linking to one another in an endless escape experience adventure. I'll be bringing the puzzles this week, while Aled, Franks, and Jack will be trying to solve it. Ooh. And if they don't manage it when the time given to them, then dire consequences shall befall them. And, of course, escaping is thirsty work, so after each puzzle we take a step halfway off infinity to the pubiverse, where we'll find a cosy boozer for a pint and a bit of a chat. That's the premise. Are you ready, folks?
Oh, yes.
Ready as I'll ever be.
Heck yeah.
Then let's enter the Infinite Escape Room. Last time. After proving your humanity and narrowly escaping the clutches of a malicious AI, you find yourself dropped through a trapdoor and into a well-lubricated chute. As you hit the floor, you notice that it's gotten a hell of a lot warmer suddenly. You find yourself nicely basted in front of a roaring fire. As you try to scoop off some of the excess lube, you look around and see that you're in a cozy cabin. Outside the window, you can see it's the dead of winter and the snow is falling thick. As you look around to get your bearings, you have the front door and the window right in front of you. There's an open fireplace directly behind you. To your left is a large rug and a bed. And to your right is a dining table and a Christmas tree. Suddenly, you spot something outside the window. You see a giant horse skull with teeth filed down to points, covered in a tattered grey shroud, and it bashes its head against the window. A single hoof paws at the glass.
I come, dear friends, to ask your leave to let me in tonight. I have no food or money, but I can rhyme all right. I can't come in unless you say, that's not me being rude, for while the glow of fire burns, I cannot intrude.
Now, this character looks like a whole heap of fuck no, so that's not going to happen. And you reckon that you've got about 40 minutes of fire left before the darkness consumes you, and whatever the fuck that is outside the cabin is able to enter. Your time starts now.
I don't believe you, Jamie.
What would you like to do? What?
I can't genuinely, right? As I joined this and I realised what the two of you do for a podcast, I was like, that Welsh folklore. And I was just, the minute you said horse's head, I was like,
Yeah.
no.
I had the same thought. I said, this cheeky chap has tailored it, isn't he? He's tailored it to this episode.
Merry Christmas.
Why don't we check the rug and the bed? That's what I wrote down.
Mate,
Very
this is why we're best friends and incredible lovers, because I wrote down rug as well.
It's answer to most things. Rug and the bed.
Yeah, I wrote
lift
down
the rug
the
up.
rug.
Let's have a look under there.
Yeah, lift the rug up. Come on,
Yeah,
have a little look.
munch the rug. Do it. Yeah.
So it's a fairly large, circular, moth-eaten rug. It takes up a fair bit of space in the centre of that cabin. It's got a lovely, ornate green and gold Celtic knot on it that's been worn over by time. You want to give it a bit of a yank, do you? See what's underneath?
Please.
Let's have a little butchers.
Please.
So you pull the rug to reveal a trapdoor in the floor. It is bolted shut and locked with a 3-digit number padlock.
That's fine.
Right. So, got to find the number, right? What's the
What's a Welsh number?
Got a Welsh number. Let's just throw something at the wall.
Root work. Yeah. Sam Tan, he's you call 999 for Fireman Sam, don't you? And he's Welsh.
You reckon try that? Yeah.
You can try.
Yeah, based on your logic is infallible.
Look, we'd be stupid if we came back to it later and it was 999, wouldn't it? So let's just do that.
Naughty Norman Price would be having a right laugh at us.
You put 999 into that lock and it doesn't open.
Shit. For fuck's sake.
Ah, well.
Good logic, though.
Yeah. Should we have a look on the bed?
Yes, I think so.
So as you approach the bed, you hear a loud coughing sound and you realise that somebody is laid up in there. An old man is laid in the bed. He looks like he's on death's door. As you get close, his eyes fly open and he grabs you by the wrist. And he shouts as best he can in a sort of an old man raspy voice. Beware the Mari Lwyd, my boys. Beware her cursed jaw, for she will feast upon your soul if she gets through that door. Make the drink and then descend. Find the words and yell. And hurry now, it's not too late to send her back to hell. And with that, he lets out a final raspy breath and dies. I'll put...
I am glad that we spoke to him, because my next thing was going to say, speak to the horse and let it in.
He might know how to do it.
Yeah.
I've got a feeling you might lose if you do.
I mean, can we converse with it through the window? Is it up for a conversation?
I mean, you glance through the window, and at the moment it just sort of stares at you maliciously, occasionally headbutts the glass. It doesn't look friendly.
No.
Oh.
Right, what have we got left?
We've got to make a drink.
We've got to make a drink. Listen, what have we got left in the room? So we had the fire.
There's a dining table and a Christmas tree.
Yeah,
that's right.
And then there's the door as well.
Check for any prezzies under the tree.
Yeah, go on then.
So you go over to the tree. It's a fairly simple Christmas tree with a few handmade baubles, nuts, berries, and wrapped sweets. And there's also a handmade Christmas cracker nestled in the leaves.
Oh, we got to pull that.
Exactly, yeah, to invite him.
Pull the cracker. Okay. So you pull the Christmas cracker, and it opens with a fairly unimpressive and inside is a paper crown, a joke, and a little note.
Joke first, I think.
First.
Levity before business.
So you open up the joke. The joke says, "What does Santa use when the sleigh's in the garage?"
Snowmobile, snow cart. Sorry. I don't know. I hate Christmas crackers and I hate Christmas hats, so I'm not wearing them.
Fuck this and fuck you.
I'm not wearing it. No one's even
He
said I have to
walks,
wear
all
it
right.
either. I'm not wearing it. I won't wear it.
I just get anxiety when I see them because they just never fit. I hate them. They just look stupid. Sorry.
This is turned into therapy. I'm happy with this. This is good. So what does Santa use when the sleigh's in the garage? He uses a helicopter.
Oh,
Damn it.
Let the Mari Lwyd in. Let it kill us all.
yeah.
Yeah, I've had enough. Yeah.
I'm ready to die now. There's a joke, a paper crown, and a little note.
What's on the note?
What does the note say?
So you unroll this little note, and
It says, "I told you some of that holly was off. Get rid of any clusters with blackberries and keep what's left. Let's not have the rug pulled out from under us again, is it?"
Ooh. Is it worth?
Okay.
I just got that Black Betty song in my head. Hey, Black Betty. So, Blackberry, that must be important, isn't it?
Yeah. Blackberry. I'm gonna make a little note of that, even though it's in the chat. I know.
So
We haven't seen any holly yet, though, have we?
No. And we
Is
I'm
there holly on the
assuming
Christmas tree?
that's what I was just gonna say. Yeah.
no, it looks like sort of pine leaves, but no holly on the Christmas tree.
What's the thing you make a wreath out of? Is that holly?
Oh, that's holly, right? Have a look at
Yeah,
can we have a look
holly.
at the door, the back of the door that we came in from.
So you look at the front door. It's like a rustic, heavy wooden door with a big iron ring for a handle. It is unlocked, but there is a scary fucking Mari Lwyd on the other side of it. So wouldn't necessarily recommend opening it just yet.
Okay.
Carved into the lintel of the door, you do see there's a bunch of notches.
Okay, so it's like it's a line down the middle, and then a series of lines left and right either side. So there's three, then a gap, then one, then another three, but both sides. I don't know if I'm explaining that very well, but it goes like that for. Yeah, it's got like what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 sequences. Is that right?
Deduce this. This guy who ever lived here was a shagger, and these are notches in his bedpost, and he's have these.
It's the only logical. It's the guy who's in the bed. The guy who's died from too much acid.
He's gone the way of Hugh Hefner. Also, on the door, you do see a piece of paper that's been attached to the door with a knife. And I'll put that note in the chat if someone could read that.
Yeah, shall I go for it? Do not open the door for the Mari Lwyd. The only way to get rid of her is to banish her spirit with a potion of wassailing. If you need the right three ingredients, you need the right three ingredients and chant the correct enchantment, then offer it to the Mari Lwyd to banish her spirit. If she asks to enter, you must make up a reason why she can't come in, but you must obey one rule. The Mari Lwyd works in rhymes, so your excuse must also rhyme. She's not fussy nor a poet, so give it a bash. Oh God, imagine I could read. Doing this secret bay for 5 to 10 minutes. Good luck.
Ooh, the stakes are getting up here, aren't they? We need to find those berries, right? Well, no, sorry, we need to find not the blackberries and make some sort of drink out of it. Is that right? You reckon?
It says get any cluster of
There are
blackberries.
three ingredients, so there's more than just holly going into it, but there'll be a recipe somewhere.
Somewhere, yeah.
Dining
Three
table.
ingredients.
Dining table. Why haven't we checked that yet? Yeah, I agree. Dining table, I think, is the next course.
So I was just going to say, are we saying holly and blackberries aren't part of this three ingredients? Do we not think they make it up?
Did it say avoid the blackberries? Or am I making
It says
that
get
up?
rid of any clusters with blackberries and keep what's left.
There we go.
Okay.
Right, so checking the dining table, is it? We'll see what's on there.
Dining table, yeah. So it's like a simple wooden dining table with like a long bench to sit on. On the table is piled a selection of different Christmas foods. There's cakes, pies, fruits, nuts, potatoes, a roast goose. There's wine, herbs, spices. In the center of the table, then, is a large wooden bowl that's decorated with green and red ribbons.
And said bowl has got what in it?
The Mari Lwyd starts to pound on the door.
My gentle friends, I do beseech you let me in this night, for I am cold and your warm fire would be a sheer delight.
Sorry, you can't come in, because it's really, really cold in here, and...
I've just drank all my delicious beer.
So. There we go.
Well done.
Nice.
Fucking hell, watch out. Next day Steddford's got itself a new bard.
Yeah, my brain went to spasm then. Thank you, guys.
Thanks for bailing me out. I got stuck.
What is poem?
So green and red have come up twice, didn't it? That was what was on the rug. And then
green and gold was the rug.
Green and gold. Fuck's sake.
I don't know. That's my theory of the shitter. And there was nothing in the bowl, you said?
You take a look at the bowl. It's quite an ornate-looking bowl. It's more ornate than the rest of the table, and it's got sort of a handle on either side, so you can pick it up with two hands. It's got the word wassail carved into it. It also has a number of notches carved into the rim. So by your previous logic, this is his jizz bowl.
Yeah.
He's been caught in a lettuce in this thing.
Don't you dare bring up my mother.
Right, so we got the other notches. It's got wassail on it. That's what we do want that though, don't we? Something to do with wassail.
Let me have a little butcher's. I was prepping
his banisher with a potion of wassailing.
Is there anything underneath the bowl?
Under the bowl? No, it's pretty plain otherwise.
What about these notches? Am I jumping around too much?
No.
I'm confused by these notches.
Yeah.
I've written down if they were numbers, but it's not making any sense.
God, you're one step ahead of me. I was looking at both of them thinking, are they like opposites? And then I looked and instantly realised they were not. So that's my theory out the window.
So for people listening, it's a straight line going up horizontally, isn't it? With then like kind of comb, like
vertically even
strikes coming off it.
Yeah.
Vertically. Oh, fuck's sake! I did warn you that I'm terrible.
Quite the orator.
What could they be? Maybe it's part of a map, but there's all like ripped paper, isn't it? Maybe if you join them together, they form a map. But
they almost look like a key.
Oh yeah, maybe. Hang on, what have we got? What have we not investigated yet? Can we look at the fireplace?
It's a gorgeous looking rustic fireplace, the kind you'd see in like a Charles Dickens novel. There's a roaring open fire, and there's a cast iron pot roasting something or other inside it. And then above the fireplace is a little holly wreath.
So we need to
avoid the black.
Get rid of any clusters with black berries.
Yeah.
Oh. Do you want to gobble them up, Jack?
Yeah, I'll gobble them.
To eat them.
Slightly queasy after eating the clusters with the blackberries.
There was wine somewhere on the table as well, didn't you? I'll pair it with that. That's fine with me.
It's my little truffle pig. You'll smell out any danger for us.
I'm getting dysentery.
Can we take the holly clusters with blackberries off the wreath?
You take them off the wreath, so you've now got 3 clusters that are just red berries.
Okay, and that's one.
What's left?
1, 8, and 3.
That's 3 digits.
Don't know if that is any use to anyone, but
well, we've got a 3-digit combination on the trapdoor.
Oh, you guys
great
are streets
thinking.
ahead.
I must insist you let me in. My hooves and teeth are brittle. Just let me in to feast and drink, if only just a little.
Please fuck off, you're making such a fuss. Don't you know my mum outlived Liz Truss?
Ah, yeah.
Nice.
That's beautiful.
The idea that this Mari Lwyd as well just nods ahead and goes, yeah, well, you know.
Fair enough.
So,
It's
the number of berries on each holly thing. So can we try 381 on the padlock?
You can certainly try. You do 381 into the block, and it does not open.
183.
Oh, I see what you mean.
You put 183 into the lock, and it pops open. You open the trapdoor to reveal a set of stairs that leads down to the basement. And, well, I'm not going to tell you if you want to go down. Do you want to go down?
Yeah, better.
Probably should, shouldn't we?
So you descend the stairs into a pitch black basement. But as your eyes adjust, you can make out rows and rows of wine and beer bottles stored in shelves against the wall. And there's a little side table with a hand crank gramophone. And there's also a shape smeared onto the wall in what appears to be blood.
I found a delicious can of Carlin down there.
Who'd have thought?
Vintage.
Good fortune. Good year.
Oh, heck. Okay.
So it's like a wheel, almost like the wheel of an old ship, and on each sort of notch of the ship is, I'm assuming, some sort of lettered code. So 3 letters. I certainly can't decipher any pattern, but yeah. So top one, SIM, KLA, NIC. They go around that way.
Do you want to carry on with them? So, like a clock, it's everyone's. The number 12 is SIM, number 1 is KLA, 2 is NIC, 3 is HOC, 4 is TOO, 5 is SAL, 6 is TAY, 7 is VER. Is that right? VER.
Yeah.
8 is KUS, 9 is BIM, and 10 is ATA, and then 11 is POC. So POC,
nice.
SOC.
Okay, we haven't got enough information yet. That's fine. So we've got a load of alcohol.
A fuck ton of alcohol.
Class.
Well, let's have a swig of that first, just to get our bearings.
Yeah, are we allowed to have a swig with that? Lock the door again. We'll have a little underground party for a bit.
You start pulling up the bottles from the rack. You see some red and white wines with some posh French sounding names with loads of dust on it. All the beer seems to be the same type. It's a beer called Grey Mare, and it's got an ornate green and gold Celtic knot on the label.
Oh, does it now? That's interesting.
Green and gold Celtic knot.
Anyone would think that's perfect for the despicable thing outside the window.
The Mari Lwyd.
You reckon?
Fucking lives a.
What do we need to? We need to get the wassail, a potion of wassailing, don't we? That's what we're after.
Mm-hmm.
What if
three ingredients? Yeah, can we risk giving the Mari Lwyd some bevs though without it coming in?
Devouring
we don't just pour it out the window.
You reckon?
But can we find a beer bong first? There has to be a beer bong.
This is where Jamie says, you can, but the window's a sash window, so...
Yeah.
That's why a beer bong funnel would get out the sash window.
If only they had a beer bong.
I mean, you got that big gramophone there. You could use that as like a reverse trumpet.
Oh.
Pour it down the funnel.
Yeah. Let's have a butcher's at the...
What's the gramophone doing? Yeah.
What bangers?
It's hand cranked. Oh, let's crank that gramophone to get some tunes going.
Yeah, so you crank the gramophone and it crackles to life, and you hear the voice of the old man who just very recently died, and his voice croaks eerily in the dark.
At 1 o'clock she came a-knocking. I told her go away. At 4 o'clock she smashed the door and entered anyway. By 7 then she took my wife. My fight was really failing. At 10 I tried to banish with the potion of wassailing. At 2 next day I filled my bowl with beer and nuts and herbs. But by 6 I realised I didn't know the magic words.
Not quite a banging tune, but it's festive.
1 is KLA, is it? 4
Yeah.
is 2. 7, by 7 she took my wife. My fight was really failing. So 7 is V. I'm heavily dyslexic, so trying to read out letters is
It's Tay, is it? No, sorry, VER. VER, is it? Yeah.
ATA.
VER, that's
2
right.
next day.
Now, chaps, I'm getting quite annoyed. Just let me in, I cry. The feast that you laid out in there looks too good not to try.
Don't come in. The sight will make you stagger. The guy in bed was a top shagger.
That came straight off the top.
It really scares me when that thing happens.
I've played around with this voice mod a lot. It's good fun.
It's really good. It's properly scary when it's coming.
KLATOOVERATANICTAY.
Does that spell anything? Or do we need something else first?
Oh, okay. So first, then, should we get that bowl that was on the fire? Put some beer and nuts and herbs from the dining table in it, and is the magic words what you've just deciphered there? Yeah, clatu verata nicte. What do you reckon? Do you think that's a sound strategy?
That's a bit of a risk to play, though, isn't it?
Wait. If we biff it, does he come in?
Have we got to let it in to do this?
I mean, you'd have to offer the Mari Lwyd the drink once you've concocted the potion of wassailing.
Are we able to make the potion of wassailing, and one of us can be a little guinea pig and have a little pet and see what happens?
I thought you were going to say, can you march one out and then we get 3 tries? So it's like,
we get banished to hell, yeah, fine.
Oh yeah, I forgot the old hell banishing.
Yeah, you don't do this pub after it's this done.
Yeah.
You haven't got to outrun the Mari Lwyd, you just have to outrun the other two.
Better to reign in hell than serve in heaven. Love it.
When you go look on the dining table and around the cabin for the nuts and the herbs, there are nuts and herbs there, but there are lots of them. There's like cashews, there's pistachios, there's almonds, macadamias, there's Brazil nuts, there's herbs like there's oregano, there's parsley, there's basil, there's thyme, rosemary. There's
we couldn't possibly know the right ones, could we? I see.
Can we three have a quick recap then? So I know what we're doing. So I'm not. So we're trying to find a drink that has 3 ingredients that we're going to sling up the old Mari Lwyd. And so far, we know that we got some red blackberries. Is that correct?
No, we've taken the blackberries away, right?
Yeah.
Am I right in
Yes, we have.
Yeah.
Or we've taken them off the wreath.
Oh, yeah. And that gave us.
Yeah.
So we haven't got any of the ingredients that we're happy to lock in yet, have we?
No. Oh, fireplace. Is it lit?
The fireplace is lit, yeah. It is toasty.
So we can't see underneath the look in the fireplace itself.
You try, but you do get slightly singed as you go in. It's not probably not worth it.
Can you have a little fiddle of the old man?
Okay, I was gonna say, what order are you fiddling? What we're gonna right? You're gonna loot. You want to loot the corpse?
Yeah, we need
I always do.
Sure. Yes, to be fair, it's a tradition at this point. So you rifle through the corpse's clothes, and you do find a scrap of folded paper stuffed in one of his shoes.
So it's like an alphabetic key for those notches that we found earlier that were on the vertical line. This gives you letters that correspond to what number of notches mean. So, for example, earlier we had the vertical line, and there's a 1 notch coming off it. That would correspond to an A, for example. So we've got like a bit of a key now.
No, that's got a notch going across either side, isn't it? So a B has got a notch coming off one side of it.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. Thank God you're here.
Yeah. We'd be lost without me. This is the one thing I found.
I'm going to have to this is going to take a fair chunk of my paper up working this out now.
Well, does someone want to work on the first one and someone on the second?
Do we have trust in each other to do it right?
Tell you what, I'll go back to the beer room and see if I can find some hands.
Yeah, you go back into the beer room, or you can find the bottles of red, bottles of white, and then those bottles of grey mare beer.
Can we crack open one and have a little sniff?
Yeah, it smells like it's in date, kind of hoppy, fruity notes. Smells like Christmas.
It would be uncouth of me not to have a little
cheeky little. Yeah, you take before you realise that you've necked like half the bottle. But it's nice. It's surprisingly it's warm in the cockles of your heart. It tastes like the festive frolics. There's plenty there, so don't be shy.
How about my 2 clever companions? Have you figured out anything I couldn't comprehend?
I think I'm slowly deciphering something.
Well, he's necking bottle after bottle, just getting slowly smashed in the basement.
Yeah, I'd expect nothing less.
some of them. It's going to be something in Cymraeg, so something in Welsh, because there's one of the letters on this code that we found is an N and a G, which is a ng sound. And so I'm going to assume we're spelling out something Welsh.
I'm not sure if I'm that clever.
Oh, in that case, ignore me.
I'm 3 weeks into Duolingo. I know how to say leeks and parsnips. That's about it for this thing.
Well, that's very good anyway. Well, yeah, the N and G is one of the Welsh letters that makes one sound, like a double F and a double D.
I mean, this has been fucking an effort into futility on my part. It's, I've worked out. I think I've worked out the first one, right? The first scrap of paper we had. So I've got on the left side, I've got THEUUU, and then on the right, I got NNIUE. Can that be of any use to anyone? I don't know.
I'll give you. You're close. I'll give you a little nudge there. Not all of those notches are left or right. Some of the notches are straight across.
I see. My stupid goddamn brain has failed me yet again.
You biffed it. Well done, mate. Showed us up.
The one thing I said I didn't want to do today, and I've done it.
Biff it.